59.
Boulter captured her first WTA singles title on home soil last year in Nottingham on the grass in the lead up to Wimbledon. It was actually the first all-British final in the UK since 1977. So the women, the British women, getting on top of their form again, which is good to see.
Oh, huge. And this could be the factor today, the first serve percentage from both, because they like to attack the second serve. They're both great returners. They take the ball early. Look at this one here. Got out of the way of the ball beautifully, took it early, short backswing, and just a racket towards the target down the line. We'll see a lot of that today. Who gets on top of the rally early on? They're both going to try and do that and dictate and play on their own terms out there.
Good moving from Pegula early on here. Anticipation, drop shot. Clearly not good enough. Propped up too high.
Yeah, and you could see it kind of coming as well. Wasn't disguised too well here, but too high. Not enough backspin. And he just stood up right there in the hitting zone for Pegula. Good hustle, though, from Jess.
Advantage, Team Great Britain.
And for me already, that double fault right there. She landed backwards on that one early on, and that would already have a lot to do with the Pegula return and her return position being right on top of the baseline, and she's already hit a couple of return winners. That's why I said I think the first serve percentage will be key, even more so for Boulter, because the second serve will get attacked.
It's the first break point of the match coming in the opening game for Jess Pegula. Oh, great point.
Superb.
Jess Pegula on song in the opening game, gets a breaker serve.
So a bit of everything in that point. Well done to both ladies, and there's this bit of a squashed shot mid-point from Pegula there. That was incredible. The drop shot as well here. Boulter did what she could at the net, but Jess Pegula full flight here on the run. Good view of the forehand there, where she actually does get under and over the ball to still just get a little bit of top on it to get the trajectory over the net, and she just held that shot long enough to give herself time and wait to have that opening down the line. Good start for Team USA.
Jill, you're all set down there. One of the key things, match predictor here, I'll just pop into that. First 84% win ratio for the United States, which is what you'd expect with rankings and experience. But one of the key things you can already see in that opening game from Jess Pegula, defensively, she's improving her game out of the corners.
That's exactly. I think that's been a huge difference for her to get in the rise in the rankings the last couple of years, and that has a lot to do with when she connected with David Witt. That was one thing that changed tremendously for her. She's been so much better out of the corners of not trying to overplay and overpower, because she hit such a clean, powerful shot that she got the urge to do that. And a lot of times when she's having to be pushed into the corner, she feels okay and trusts her movement a little bit better to be able to chip that ball back deep, reset the point, and that's something that she's definitely incorporated more into her game.
Oh, what a point.
This is great tennis early stages here.
Yeah, and for me, that was great from Boulter. The variation, I like that she's not afraid to come forward. But, Jill, that's what you were talking about. So Jess is not just better going out to the corners and coming back, but she's comfortable to go to a slice and even a forehand, but especially the backhand, and it keeps her in the point. Usually maybe she would go for a lot more earlier on in the point.
Yeah, well said, Elena, exactly.
It's a good response from Katie Boulter after losing her opening service game. Gives herself 2 break back point opportunities. And she does get the break back.
And I think, sorry, Jill, go for it.
I was just going to say, I was just going to touch on the fact that there was no panic there, having broken in the first set. And when Katie was on my side, I just got a sense of calmness right away. And I think that helped, once again, that she had a match under her belt. Her coach, Biliana, when we interviewed her the other day, had mentioned the fact that it was great that Nori got the win, just settled her nerves a little bit. And then you guys know once you get that match under your belt, that helps so much getting into the next match. But she does have sort of a calmness about her right now.
It's about who can just expose the sidelines earlier in the point. And I'm just wondering even about the patterns of play today, whether for Boulter it's just maybe just a tad better to go to the Pegula forehand because she'll get a few more of her own forehands, which is her favourite shot. Pegula's backhand is definitely her strength, especially down the line, and even when she defends off that side with a slice and getting out there. So we'll see how that pattern of play develops. But I think for Boulter, it might just be a little bit better, especially early on in the rally, to go to that forehand. There's 2 points won by serving to the forehand.
TBC is requesting the replay of the out call on the right baseline.
So is that the side that she's going to focus on with the serving a little bit more, especially on the bigger points, but also during the rally as well? There, so if you can maybe get Jess, push her back behind the baseline and get her on the run on that forehand.
turnaround from love 30, 4 straight points for Katie Boulter, and Team Great Britain are on serve 2-1 first set. It's a good start to this first match here today on the RAC Arena. Some wonderful ball striking. Should be a good competitive match. Great Britain looking to see if they could cause an upset against Team USA and take out this group, Group C, having defeated Australia 2-1 in the opening match a couple of days ago. Another warm day here in Perth. Glorious weather for tennis. The crowd here in the RAC Arena covered in shade, and it's a good crowd too here on New Year's Eve. Expecting a big crowd tonight when Serbia make their debut here at this year's United Cup. The world number 1 Novak Djokovic will be in action.
Just a little note here, because Jess Pegula's going out to the other side with 2 rackets in her hand.
So a serving racket, returning racket,
or just
you suspect?
Could be,
she's not
or
just change at midpoint, is she?
No, but maybe just testing out if she feels like maybe the ball's flying, or if she wants to see and work out which one's better. Maybe one's a bit tighter.
Yeah, I heard she did take out a brand new racket and took the tag off of it. So I know it's probably one that is fresher, that's strung a little bit tighter, but she took a brand new one out of her bag.
See, there's another forehand right there. And just on that one, she just rushes a little bit, just smothers the ball a fraction compared to the back end, where she's really balanced and has that follow through all the way. That one, she just breaks the elbow a little bit, comes off the ball too quickly. Much better one there.
15 on.
It's not a weak shot by any means, but I think if there is one side to attack, maybe it is that forehand. It's a beautiful view of that one there. Gets under and over the ball beautifully.
(30-15).
And that one, she hit from high to low a bit more.
(40-30).
It was very interesting. I remember watching Ash Barty defeat Jess Pegula at the Australian Open. I think it was quarterfinals the year that Ash won it, and the slice backhand into the forehand was a real tough one for Jess to dig out because it stayed so low. That's a good holder serve, and we are all level here in the opening set.
Sorry, Elaine, I was just going to say most of these mistakes from the Pegula forehand have been into the net as well. And a difference between the two players, I would say right now, I know it's very early in the match, is Katie's definitely getting a much better net clearance. I know Pegula tends to hit it very flat. That's her normal shot, but it's really just skimming the net. And so I think if, you know, when you're struggling, maybe making some mistakes you're not happy with, maybe just add a little bit more margin, more height to the net, because she's capable of that. But her net clearance right now is really low.
Yeah, and when you're a flat hitter, that's something you got to be aware of, you know, from personal experience. And the forehand's always harder in that respect, because with the backhand you've got the two hands. You can always get over it with that left arm if you're a right-hander, but forehand not so much. So if you're not getting under and over the ball and have that follow through, it can be a really flat shot, and you're not going to get the margin for error and the clearance over the net. Oh, good adjustment. Didn't panic. Used a peripheral vision there, Todd, to see where Pegula was. I know you like that.
Well, their leg cord here, it props up enough to give her that time as the ball passes her, but...
She still had plenty of options, so you got to choose the right one here. Improvises well there. Oh, yes. And that's that, just a little bit more
30-15.
of that clearance over the net that just gives you enough not to make that unforced error. See right here, she actually gets a little bit under the ball, a little more low to high instead of high to low. Jill, I saw a little smile there from you when I said I was a little bit of a flatter hitter.
I have nightmares about your flat ball coming to my side of the court. Yeah. Clean, another killing ball striker you were, Yelena.
That's very kind of you. Did struggle against your variation, though.
(40-30).
That's the pressure coming from the other side from the returner. When you feel like you have to go for a bigger second serve, Pegula's just drilled quite a few returns, especially on the second serve. So Boulter already feeling a bit of that pressure to have to go for a bigger second serve. Like that. And that's why I like the mindset of attacking, especially the second serve. You don't necessarily have to take a lot of risk or go for the lines. You can go straight through the middle. And even if it doesn't pay off early on, throughout the whole match, especially, you know, over maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, especially if it's 3 sets, that pressure will start to pay off. The server will feel it, especially on a second serve.
Yeah. Huge shot down the line to save break point from Katie Boulter.
Yes.
And that, for me, is that physicality And the strength we've talked about, a shot that maybe 2 years ago she wouldn't have been able to hit. Look at the leg strength, nice wide base to be able to get out there, but still to hit an aggressive shot. Got the trajectory over the net as well, and Jess Pegula says too good.
Advantage, Team Great Britain. Game, Team Great Britain.
And a fine hole saves the break point, and Katie Boulter stays in front here. It's on serve in the opening set, 3-2.
Team Great Britain leads by 3 games to 2.
Here we go. Well, one of the great things of being over in Perth is to take a look at some of the incredible landscape that they have here and places to go visit. This is the Ningaloo Reef. Go snorkeling. It's 550 kilometres north of Perth, and have a look at that. You go swim with the whales, the whale sharks, the humpback whales. So much sea life. It's abundant. Fish, turtles, coral, and very untouched, this part of Australia.
Yeah. I did, yeah. No. Fine, 100%, yeah.
Yeah. And then
that's it.
one other thing.
Yeah.
So
That one.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not saying it's easy.
No, I know, no,
It's
no.
coming through
It's very
fast.
low as well,
Yeah,
like.
so I'm just, but if you can, with
Fine.
that. That's
And
all.
use the shape.
Yeah. But she's giving it belt, so no one's saying it's an easy shot.
Yeah.
But definitely the second serve return.
Yeah, yeah.
Hold it back. She's not
Yeah.
enjoying it.
Great stuff.
Colin Beach are just saying, you know, really
Time.
keep working on your shape if you can, and both he and Katie acknowledging that that ball of Jess Pegula really does come in, hits the court, stays very low. Elena's been talking about the forehand stroke and how flat it is, but when she does make it, it really becomes difficult to respond to it. So that's one of the keys to her successes over the years, these last few years, as she's serving here at 2-3.
Love 15.
Yeah, and it's not just a flat type of ball, it's depth and it's hard as well, so it skids through, and to consistently have to get under the ball to get that ball up over the net is tough.
And you were mentioning a moment ago, Elena, about the improved physical, I guess, element of Katie Boulter's game and the training. And there's no doubt that we talk a lot about her partner, Alex de Minaur. And there's no doubt that that relationship has actually enhanced her tennis, because he's one of the great workers of the men's game, physically knows what he has to do to be able to compete at the highest level. And when you're around that, you learn from it. And she's taken on that type of a lifestyle. And it's been evident to everybody, the positivity that he has on the court, what he does with his training has been something that she's been able to emulate, and it's part of the rise, you know, knocking on the door of the top 50 for the first time.
30.
No doubt, because
you can't say to your partner, hey, you go out and you do a little bit of extra work for me, will you?
No, but if you want to be around someone and learn, it's Alex de Minaur, from the way that you train physically on the court as well, the way that he fights, and just every single day how much effort he puts in. Oh,
good stuff from Boulter.
Very well played point, and there she actually got out of the way of the backhand to use the forehand to set up the point with an inside out. Really good footwork. Shuffle steps to get around the board to make sure she gets in the position.
It's a break point here. Well, great stuff from Katie Boulter. She's got the break. Team Great Britain ahead 4-2 in this opening set.
Team Great Britain leads by 4 games.
I really like the way that she's moving the ball around here, but not taking the unnecessary risk. And that's the little bit more shape that even the captain was talking about. Just make sure you get under and over the ball, because Jess's ball is quite flat. That's what she did right there. I'll just go back to Alex as well, because there's nothing quite like having that example day in and day out, almost having a role model. And not that she didn't work hard before, but it's different when you've got that and you're watching that every single day. And I think it also motivates you even more as well to get to the next level.
Love 15.
I don't mind this variation, but maybe not a drop shot, not from that far back. And Pegula has been seeing the drop shot really well. So maybe a slice and not a drop shot so much, especially in hot conditions. It's hard to get the ball to stay low and to die down on the drop shot.
Love 13.
That's the shot you don't want to give Pegula, that backhand on the line. That's one of her favorite shots, as Helena, you mentioned earlier, but also just to give her that target.
Yeah, there was a lot of space there down the line as well, and she anticipated so well.
Some good adjustments in this game, I think, from Pegula, especially on that wide forehand that she was struggling with a little bit. Definitely added more height to that return, and just in the normal rally ball in the forehand as well. It's definitely getting some better height over the net.
It almost looks like she's taken even maybe just 10% off with the pace
on
and gone a bit more with topspin.
Correct, yeah.
So we're broken back to love, and we're on serve once again. Team Great Britain ahead 4-3 in this opening set.
Oh, wow.
Very clean. You just have to keep battling with it from the baseline. The depth is huge. I mean, she's moving around. She's trying to dictate with her forehand.
Yeah.
Telling yourself to get your toss higher when you miss it. Just catch it at the very top.
It's like throwing off.
Yeah. good legs on it. Just have to get the toss higher, so then when you're pushing up, you're catching it all the way at the top. So you're just getting jammed a little bit when you're missing long. Yeah.
Here's another ice towel, Jess. Thanks. I'm good. This is that's not cold enough. Yeah, this one's cool.
This one's really cool.
Yeah, it's a warm one here in Perth on day 3 of the United Cup. The United States in action for the very first time in the 2nd edition of the United Cup. Jess Pegula icing herself down. Been a few breaks of serve. Pegula got the break in the opening game, then dropped serve, then found herself down 4-2, but has broken back to love. She's coming out now to serve to try to level things back up in this opening set. She'll have new balls to be able to do that. But Katie Boulter, who comes into this match as the underdog, has put up a very good effort here in this opening set. First time meeting for both of these women. And if you're just joining in, Great Britain already have one victory under their belt in this group. They defeated Australia 2-1 in their opening match.
Love.
Oh, I've got new balls here. Jess Pegula and smart serve to go into the body straight away. The ball will just come off a bit quicker like it did there. And I think in general it's a good serve against someone like Katie, a good ball striker. So to just mix it up and get it out of that strike zone, hip height, go into the body, try and jam your opponent.
What you do have to be aware of in this situation if you're Katie Boulter is momentum. And you need to stop this run of points now, 7 straight for Pegula. That can be an interesting thing on the women's tour, is that momentum can really get away from a player quite quickly. There's a lot of runs of points.
Game, Team USA.
And there's a love game for all.
Like that. And this is one of the things that Iga Swiatek is so good at, and that's why she's #1 in the world. The focus is on breaking the players serve early on in sets and in matches, but she consolidates so well. She barely ever loses a set when she breaks. So that's really that psychological and mental focus, where I feel like Boulter lost her serve really quickly and really easily.
So needs to settle for all. Big game coming for Katie Boulter. I just got a message through social media just reiterating to me that Katie Boulter's also had a very good influence on Alex de Minaur. And I think
Absolutely.
I think that
Yes.
that is a very fair point.
Yeah.
Because when you're out on tour, you know, you need to have balance in your life, and these two bring very good balance.
Well, I thought that was a given. We were just, you know.
Just thought I'd better say it out loud.
Yeah, absolutely. This is where Boulter now just needs to be careful.
Is requesting the replay of the out call on the right near sideline.
More first serves in. That second serve there just got attacked.
There was the picture of the close call.
15-30.
Oh, that was close too. That must have caught the back edge of the line for Boulter.
30 all.
So tense parts of this opening set.
That's really smart serve, not just to get the first serve in, just took a tiny bit of pace off, but went to the Pegula forehand just to test it again. I've seen just a couple of unforced errors come off that side, so from Boulter, very clear on the tactics. I like that.
And a big first serve sets up an easy put away, and Boulter does settle things down after that run of points, and Great Britain have 5-4 in this opening set.
5 games to 4.
Yeah.
Anything else that you feel?
She went body a bit there with those new balls.
Yeah.
Maybe, what are your thoughts on, do you think maybe one step back or?
And look for forehand.
Yeah.
Like the problem is with new balls, it's impossible to get round. Because it skids, like it doesn't, I mean on first.
Yeah, so give yourself a bit of time on first and really be lively with the feet in this game.
Yeah.
So with the new balls, it's coming so fast,
Yeah.
everything just feels so sharp. Completely work the legs.
I'm also just losing my concentration a bit, like on the odd ball here and there.
Yeah.
Like that backhand, like.
On the first point? Yeah, yeah.
Like, what am I doing?
Yeah. Well, 4-5 now, so massive.
Interesting to get in so close to be able to listen to what the players are saying there, to the captain Colin Beecher Caddy saying, I'm losing my concentration a bit, self-confessing that was part of the issue in that run of points there from going up 4-2, so getting it back to 4-all. But Jess Pegula here serving to stay in the opening set at 4-5.
Love 15.
And Jill, I think one of the interesting parts about a match like this for Katie Boulter is getting used to playing against a top player and the level that you have to play to be able to beat them. You can play in patches, but you've got to maintain her. Is that fair?
Yeah, I totally agree with you, and I think that's why I emphasize that first match that she had. I mean, this is her debut at the United Cup, so a different experience. I think that first match was pretty big for her. Especially, you know, she played Isla, who's Australian, having to play in front of the Australian crowd, and that's why I felt like her calm demeanor was something that stood out to me from the beginning, because I think you do need that in these big matches where you don't panic, feel comfortable out there, and she's looking very comfortable, but it's about playing these big points well also.
And it's having the positivity, I think, as which she's got, and there is a difference between, you know, being top 30, for example, and top 10, because the top 10 and top 5 players can do it consistently throughout the year, throughout the matches, and keep the level. And like you said, Todd, not just in patches. And that's the challenge. That's that forehand. Again, just a little bit. She did get down lower. Just still a little bit more wrist to get under that ball and then to be able to get over it. That's the shot for me, Jill. You're right there at that baseline, where she would almost be better off even looping that one up a little bit and developing that shot, because she was pushed back behind the baseline. So hard to make that, especially cross-court low like that.
And she was going for such a sharp angle from where she was, exactly right.
Tough tennis from Katie Boulter.
Oh, digging in deep here, isn't she? She's really making Pegula work for these points, just staying tough, refusing to miss, but still has that controlled aggression.
And it brings up a set point for Team Great Britain. Handed back meekly.
Is that a little tentative, maybe?
I think she was so far ahead of herself. I think she was expecting a little bit of a harder serve from Pegula.
I think she did get a little tight there, and that little smile shows that the arms were a little too close to the body. That's what happens when you get a bit tight. Oh, that's big. Loves to dictate with the forehand.
Team Great Britain.
And when she gets that short one, have a look at this. Early preparation, look at the feet, gets in position. Still look at the trajectory over the net.
It's a second set point. The opening was there. It was over the highest part of the net, though. She clips the tape.
She did everything though, right? Constructed the point beautifully, and almost too many options sometimes there. Do you go back cross score? Do you go down the line? Nothing wrong with the choice of shot. Just a little bit more height it needed. You know what? Pegula did well to stay in that point and dig that one up.
Advantage.
Pegula feeling the pressure this time, and here's a third opportunity for Katie Boulter and Team Great Britain to see if they can take this opening set. Oh,
big.
What a response after the double.
Yes.
I feel like she's put a bit more pop on her first serve, Jess, compared to last year. Jill, you've watched Jess play a lot, and you were in Cancun, the last event of the year.
I think in Cancun it was already getting a little bit more pace on it. Yeah, I think she's just snapping through it a little bit better, but that was something that was very noticeable at the WTA finals, the extra pop on her serve.
Game, Team USA.
And here's a look at Jess Pegula's serve, which we just talked about. We think it's bigger than last year, more racket work and snap, but also just using her legs more as well, which is noticeable. And I've been looking at it from last year. So here's her serve right now. You can see the right leg. She almost brings it forward. That's actually a little bit of a habit because she's changed her serve. She now actually doesn't bring the right leg forward. It's more platform, which is what she talked about with her coach.
Not so much as a step up.
Yes, exactly. That's what she talked about with her coach on the change of ends. And she actually even said, oh, I'm just getting used to that platform serve still, and my ball toss is a little bit low, got to get it up high, and that's what David was confirming. So a change there. She's actually not bringing that right leg forward. So clearly working on the serve and trying to do something different.
Well, that saved her on that set point. Now, this will be interesting what Katie Boulter responds with here after having the 3 set points. Can she maintain her level? Doesn't get disappointed by not taking advantage of those chances.
Well, for me, what Boulter's doing really well is she's getting Pegula out into that backhand corner to be able to open up the forehand and then push her deep, whether it's with a cross-court or down the line, just like she did there. So get her outside the comfort zone and maybe onto that little bit of a weaker side as well. So tactically perfectly played.
$15.
A rare advance to the net for Pegula.
I like that, though. I think that it's nice variation, but also just maybe letting your opponent know, you know what, you can't just drop a short ball. I will try and come in and put a bit of pressure on. David, we're just saying that's okay. That's good job, actually. Do you agree with that, Tom? Maybe even that variation, even at a tight point in a match, to still let your opponent know? Yeah.
For sure. There was a good variation too in that rally with the slice from Pegula. Just lifting a little here, the experience potentially showing. Having played a lot of these big-time matches over the last 2 to 3 years, Katie just getting used to being in these positions as the ranking rises.
could see as Pegula set up for that forehand, she wanted so badly just to hit an outright winner. I could see it in her face, that grimace that she had. It looked so juicy to her, but just pressed a little bit on the forehand.
That's sometimes the one, no matter how tempting it is, you got to be disciplined. Go cross court, especially on a big point. There it is, that one right there. And even if you take a little bit of pace off and just go for depth and a little bit more height, you might even be able to draw an error. Sometimes just making your opponent miss is a skill in itself.
Good start from Boulter.
Advantage, Team Great Britain.
Rising to the occasion, but needs to finish off one of these games here. Remember, 3 set points in that previous game. Already had a game point here.
Like this forehand, though, takes it on top of the bounce. Not easy to time that. Loads with the legs in full flight. Love that follow through towards the target all the way. Doesn't come off the ball. Perfect.
Got to say, the overhead not all that safe from Boulter. She missed a couple of overheads in the warm-up, but you don't really pay attention to that, but she kind of missed 2 basic, easy ones, and here it doesn't get back quick enough. You'll see there the racket lurking out to the right, never prepared.
Look at the left arm. It dropped. She's also too open. Look at the right hip. Got to be more side on.
So an opportunity missed to close the game out there.
Love her ability
Advantage,
to
Team Great Britain.
be able to just go on to the next point. Doesn't matter what happened in the previous one, and just basically play from the beginning, let it go, forget about it, go again. Takes real psychological strength to be able to do that.
Oh, too good.
Pegula actually caught that forehand a little bit behind her as well, but just had such good wrist action throughout, but much better acceleration through that particular one.
Boulter. Despair for Great Britain, and a wonderful point there, covering all corners of the court from Jess Pegula.
Well done to both on that point, but Jess Pegula, just the ability there, she really was not going to miss. Got up to this quickly as well. Boulter just opened her racket face a little bit there, Todd.
It's a break point after having 3 game points. And she takes advantage. Jess Pegula gets a break. We'll serve for the opening set when we come back. 6-5.
Team USA leads by 6 games to 5.
I'm hitting my forehand way too short.
Her backhand was breaking down, and all of a sudden she like
That's
did
ripping
4
it.
in a row.
I think middle backhand though.
Yes. And make
When
her,
it's a little here, she hits it good.
make her move out of the way. Let her try that backhand down the line. So when she's missing, it's going to her forehand in the middle, and then you can take it anywhere you want.
I'm hitting my forehand too short.
Just keep working on your depth. That's all right.
This tighter racket I think is better, but I need to aim deeper, you know?
Yeah.
The other one I was aiming like shorter and it was going long.
First serves. Start off tee, lowest farther net. Get it high and just go for it. Okay? Get her stretched out to the back.
Yeah.
If you're missing your body, she's taking a huge swing. Go tee until she makes a good shot. Okay? Come on.
Well, pretty warm conditions here in Perth again. Jess Pegula using the ice to cool things down, and she kind of brought some heat to those last couple of games, didn't she? Saved 3 set points at 4-5, and then again 3 game points to finally get the break to come out here to serve for this opening set. The more experienced player with a higher ranking rising to the occasion. Katie Boulter playing some good stuff, but not taking advantage of her chances. It was interesting in that changeover to hear her talking about going to a tighter string. We saw her walk down with 2 rackets earlier. She went with one that's been strung that little bit tighter. She said, I still need to make an adjustment. I need to get my forehand deeper. And that was what she was talking about with David Witt, her coach.
She said that early on in the set she was aiming shorter, and that's why she was getting some of those unforced errors off the forehand. And we've seen that adjustment in the last 2 games, especially more clearance over the net, definitely going deeper in the court, getting that depth and height. And that's that one, and just a little bit on that forehand. Not much wrong with it technically, but just when she doesn't extend that left arm, when she just breaks her elbow a little bit too quickly, when she doesn't finish up.
Yeah, sort of finishes over the hip, doesn't she? If she had a pair of shorts with a pocket, she'd be finishing in the pocket.
Let
I like that explanation.
Well, yeah.
See that one before that backhand, I like that play going back behind. Hasn't been used a lot today, but that's how you just wrong foot your opponent, keep them guessing, take the legs out of the opponent. But the forehand there, the second last shot, she finished up above her head. That's why she was able to get the height over the net.
30-15. 20-15.
And after dropping the opening point on serve, 3 consecutive for Jess Pegula, she got 2 set points for Team USA.
T30.
And there's the opening set. Come on from Jess Pegula. Tough opener. She hangs in there. And for Team USA, they've got the opening set 7 games to 5 in 67 minutes of play. And here's the first set summary, Yelena. Jess Pegula's serve percentage can improve. There's no doubt about that, 55%. Unforced errors, though. Katie Boulter, 24-15. I think for me that was the key in those closing few games of that last set. Just got a little tight on the backhand, didn't take advantage of the opportunities you have, and that comes down to a little bit of tension with the scoreline when you know you've got an opportunity to get ahead of a player ranked in the top 10 in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. They've got similar winners there, but yeah, much more from Boulter, from the unforced errors, and that was the majority towards the end of the first set, and mainly so, like you said, when she had the opportunity, so maybe perhaps nerves and knowing that she had her chances, but we had some great tennis in that first set, really pushing each other from the back of the court, great ball striking, saw some variation from both, coming forward when they could, really exposing the sidelines and just looking to dictate the points as soon as they can. I like the use, when they use the width of the court, they both did that, attacking each other's second serves. Not much in it. It was just a couple of extra unforced errors from Boulter, and Pegula really digging in deep to even save a set point. Takes the first set 7 games to 5.
Well, that was a really tight opening set of tennis, and Jess Pegula, you can just see and sense that experience that she's been able to draw upon, Jill, over the last couple of years, and it shone through in those closing moments.
Absolutely, and that's why, you know, I mentioned the big points as well, because towards the end of that match, that set, excuse me, I did feel like Pegula not only lifted her level. I think Katie also there during the rally, I felt like Katie was very strong, but it was that initial first shot that just led up a little bit for me, whether it was the return or the first shot off the serve. I think that first shot was much sharper and stronger from Katie in the beginning of the set, and I feel like with those two pieces, I just felt like that's why Pegula was able to come away with that first set.
And especially on that set point, I made a point, she missed a return.
Yeah.
And she got tight, and it was mainly when she had the opportunities. And why we talk about that, why we bring that up, is sometimes when you've got those opportunities against really the top players, you kind of feel like, oh my God, I've got that opportunity, I've got to take it right here. And you feel like, if I don't, will I have it again? And look, Katie had her opportunities there. She had a break of serve, she had a set point. And sometimes when they get away from you, it can be hard.
Yeah, Elaine, that's amazing how much can go through your mind in just a small amount of time.
And that sometimes we talk about that kind of almost the aura of the top players, especially the top 5 players, and you know what you're up against, and that you might not get another chance if you don't take it.
30-15. Lead for serve.
Nicely done. I think for Boulter, it's really important to not drop in her level and intensity and concentration here. And sometimes when you've had your chances and even a set point, you got to get over that disappointment quickly. Yep. And that's where you got to hold your serve now here to start off.
Yeah. And if you can do that, you keep yourself well and truly in the match, don't you?
Oh, yes. That's that forehand where she finishes just a little bit further up, takes just a tiny bit of pace off and gets more trajectory over the net. Have a look at this. Perfect right there. Big difference to some of those flatter ones we saw early on in the match.
Oh. Not sure she meant to cut it that fine with that type of angle there.
Yes. Let's have a look at just a Pegula forehand right here. And this is the one that I like when she finishes up. Have a look. I mean, she's already moving forward here, which is great as well, the body weight. She takes it early, but that's the one you said she doesn't finish around hip height.
Yeah.
She actually finishes up above the head, has a more...
lasso-like forehand. Ooh. That's a clean one.
And what happens with that as well is it's not just a better forehand and you get the trajectory over the net, but you start to play yourself in. You're not missing as much. And there again, you can see she finishes around that shoulder height, even making the one down the line. And I love the fact that she's actually realized that and made the change very quickly.
Freeing it up now is Jess Pegula, some great ball striking. And she gets the early break of serve in this second set. And as they change hands, we talked a lot about the forehand. And during the break before winning that set 7-5, she said, my forehand is too short. She was talking to her coach, David Witt, and we've got a graphic here to sort of reiterate that she knows what she's talking about. You can take a look here. Red is for forehand dots and yellow for backhand. And particularly when she's going to the backhand side of Katie Boulter, just getting it over the service line. And that's one thing she would want to try to pick up and improve and get more depth for Jelena.
She's very aware of that as well, isn't she? Because she's talking about that with her coach.
It's interesting that the backhand, look at the consistency in the backhand and the depth by comparison to her forehand.
Especially even when she goes cross-court, how deep that backhand is. And that's because she does have more topspin. She gets under it and over it a bit more.
Well, she's got an early break here and a set in hand.
Thank you. Left first serve.
Great tennis.
Love 15.
That's a bit of that physical strength and agility I would put that down to, that she's been working on. Good move forward, close the net well. Have a look at that. Oh.
On. 15-30.
One of the things I'm starting to sense here now in this match is that Pegula's settled in and the quality is there, point in, point out. Katie's playing the same quality, but not quite able to match it for the extended length of time required. When you look at the last 4 games, Katie's had game points, but not been able to close, in 3 of them, not been able to close it out.
40-30.
Jill referred to earlier, it's the pressure points, and when you play those the best, and that's what Pegula's been doing in this match. Seals that and consolidates with an ace and has 2-love. Jill is courtside, about to chat to the captain and coach of Jess Pegula, David. Here she is. Go, Jill.
Hey, David. This has been a great match. The first set so tight. What do you feel like the difference was for Jess in the first set?
I mean, they're both playing top 10 tennis. Katie's playing really well. She's hitting the ball clean. I watched her in her first match, and she's being aggressive. I think first serves are key for Jess. Winning some free points off her first serve, then it kind of frees her up to go for her returns more.
And we did hear Jess saying that she felt like Katie was playing really well. Where do you keep Jess's focus when your opponent is playing a great set?
I mean, I think Jess just has to keep playing her game. I mean, whether Katie's playing well or not, I think they're both hitting the ball flat. You know, it's a lot of, they're really not changing the pace except when Jess is slicing the ball. We were expecting a few more errors from Katie here and there, but she's playing really well. And Jess toughed out that first set, and I think now she's got to step it up and break here and kind of close it out.
Great. Thanks, David. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Love 30.
Yeah, I think that reiterates the point of just understanding that a player that's ranked where Katie is, there will be a few more unforced errors, and you know that's what a top player like Jess Pegula will bank on and stay in a set and match with that in mind. And now she's kind of freewheeling, isn't she? The confidence is starting to ooze out of every stroke.
And that's what he said. Also serving a little bit better and getting the percentages up will free her up on the return. And that's what she's done in this second set. Her first serve percentage is 83%, which is a big number. So it gives her that freedom then on the return.
Now catches the line again, and Pegula well on top, got the double break, breaks to love, and Team USA a set and 3-love here at the RAC Arena in Perth.
That's good. Good job.
Sounds bad on that side.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and keep her over here as long as you can.
Yeah.
Okay?
I can't see anything on serve
No,
there
no,
at all.
fine. No,
Nothing.
She's got that now.
Yeah.
Okay? Literally just try and pick up the edge, intensity, just give it the absolute
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Serving with new balls, try some body serves as well. When you have
Yeah.
serve, right?
Yeah.
So it might make Anderson the same.
Huh?
Might make the same.
Like nothing.
So, yeah.
I'm surprised I'm actually making contact. Especially on ad.
Big chance on her serve
Yeah.
as well then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Exactly. Thank you.
Sorry.
Cheers.
Okay, just keep fighting as hard
Yeah.
as you can. Like you said yesterday, that's what you want.
Yeah.
Play great tennis, you just want to fight right to the bitter end.
Come on,
Right,
everyone.
come on, everything.
Group C, first time we've seen the United States in action here at the United Cup in the 2024 edition. Great Britain have a win in this group already over Australia. Katie Boulter defeating Isla Tomljanovic in the opening singles. Cam Norrie defeated Alex de Minaur, with Australia winning the mixed doubles. Jess Pegula has the States in prime position here in the opening singles of today's tie.
Love 15. Love 30.
This is good from Boulter, stepping up on those returns. Very difficult time now to be serving at the southern end for Jess Pegula, with, what are we, 20 minutes to midday, 11:40 coming up to, and you're looking directly into the sun. She glances up.
And that was a lower ball toss, just trying to change the ball toss so that it's not right into the sun.
Great game from Boulter.
Game, team, Great Britain. Ball change, please. New balls.
Gets one of the breaks back.
Some great forehands there, really aggressive play, and does have new balls now here. So if she can hold serve here, that will put just a little bit of pressure back on Pegula after having 2 breaks of serve. And for Boulter here, I think it's important, just a variation. I would like to see her go into the body of Pegula here with the new balls as well, as an element of surprise. And that's what Boulter's actually coach, Biljana Veselinovic, said to her on a change of ends. When you're serving with new balls, go into the body because the ball will come in quicker and faster.
Love. 15 on.
I think another difference I've seen with Pegula getting this quick lead in the second is her court position's gotten a little bit closer to the baseline. I think in the first set she was more off, and I think probably with the strength of Boulter's ground strokes getting pushed back a little bit further, but she's holding her ground a little bit better.
First ace of the match for Katie Boulter. Yeah, does have a bit of a weapon in that first serve.
40-30.
Sets up a lot of short forehands that she's able to attack and finish points like this one here.
And what's good is she recognises that and she's quick to get up to it, ready for that first shot after the serve. Good awareness.
Deuce.
That's 3 doubles for Boulter throughout the match. First in this set, serving at 83% of her serves in this set and struggling to hold serve. Here's another break point.
Advantage, Team USA. Deuce.
Really good footwork there, adjustment steps on this one to get around and actually still hit a forehand. But the racket goes up, early preparation, but she doesn't rush. She holds it long enough and waits for Pegula to move to her right.
Advantage, Team Great Britain.
This has been the problem. Can't finish off the games, as I mentioned earlier. You know, from what 5-4 in that first set. Boulter had 3 set points, then had game points, 3 of them in the 11th game to hold serve to stay ahead. Didn't win that game. Has game points again in the opening game of the set. Doesn't win that.
And I think that's a little bit more so playing the opponent, knowing, oh, I'm playing a top 5
Advantage,
player,
team
than actually
referee.
playing the point and the situation.
Playing the ball.
Yeah. We call perhaps the aura of that top players and the respect.
But eventually she hangs on, and she's doing a great job at fighting to stay in it from 3-love down. It is now 3-2, Team USA. Well, a little while ago we went to the Ningaloo Reef, but this is Rottnest Island, and Yelena, you went for a visit there before Christmas Day, and it's a great spot to get away. Just, what, 19 kilometres from the Perth CBD.
Yeah, it was beautiful. My first time there. That was definitely a bucket list item. The quokkas, I was able to get a selfie. I did have to chase them around for about an hour, but I got that selfie. Yeah, it was crystal clear waters, wonderful food, and pretty easy to get there from Perth as well.
Yeah, you took the chopper, but the ferry goes regularly from Elizabeth Wharf and also from Fremantle.
I still think maybe I should lean a little bit more T on the deuce. Let her have the
Just
wide.
move over a little bit, show her something different, and make sure you're moving forward.
Well, they're the defending champions, Team USA, and both Jess Pegula and Taylor Fritz, who are representing their team in singles here in Perth, were on the team last year. See in the back row there, Rajiv Ram.
All right, come on. Good job.
Time.
There is Taylor Fritz. He'll be coming out next to take on Cam Norrie in the second singles clash of this tie. Coming up tonight, it will be Serbia taking on China. The number 1 Novak Djokovic will hit the court for the first time this season. This new season on New Year's Eve here.
And that's that depth on the forehand that Pegula was talking about in the first set, just trying to get more depth, but also the height over the net on that forehand, cross court and down the line, doing a beautiful job there.
Would you say that Jess is better at redirecting off pace to create pace than wanting to create her own pace?
I think she definitely likes having that pace into her racket. I think in that situation, she's very comfortable redirecting in any circumstance, especially off that backhand side. I think that's why we heard very early on in the match the Great Britain coach, Colin Beecher, reminding Boulter to still go for that shape a little bit more, just to get it out of the strike zone of Pegula. I do feel like she's improved quite a bit in that area as far as adding acceleration off more of an off-pace shot. So that's something that she has improved over the last couple of years.
Well, here's a point, though, now to bring it back to 3-all. Remembering, Boulter down 2 breaks of serve at one point in this set. And there it is. Well, this is a great response from Katie Boulter.
It's a great effort. That's what we said at 3-1 when she broke serve. She had new balls serving with. That's such a key game to hold your serve, because all of a sudden, yes, you're still a break of serve down, but you know, your opponent's got it in their head. Look, I didn't hold my serve in the previous game, and just puts that pressure on them. Just keep asking that question. Can you continue holding your serve?
Nice response from the crowd too. A lot of British expats live here in Perth.
She does have the sun, though, here to contend with.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about, trying to find a place to put the ball so that you can see it and then still have vision when it comes back at you. Oh, good work. Well done. You often have to throw it way out to the side to then wrap the racket around it at this time of the day. The problem has, you put in the normal spot, you look up, and then you get blurred vision.
And that's what she did there. She went a little bit lower and to the right just to slice that serve, but just really went for a little bit of a slower one just to make sure she gets the first serve in.
And Katie doing a little bit more smiling out there. I know she can tend to do that during a match, but I do feel like it's, since she's been showing a little bit more positive emotion and enjoying herself out there, I feel like it's relaxed her a little bit.
Those are the ones that the British captain was talking about with Boulter. Just make sure you get under and over the ball, and it is coming fast and flat, and make sure you get low, and that was a perfect example. So hard to contend with that backhand from Pegula. It just stays so low. Oh, well done. She set herself up beautifully for that shot, got in position quickly. Really lowered it well off the legs here. The right leg forward, nice wide base. Have a look at this. And stays balanced all the way through the shot. Beautiful shoulder rotation as well.
Team Great Britain is requesting the replay of the out call on the left center service line.
And those are those opportunities you talked about, Todd, in the first set, especially against the top players. You've got to get game point, got to play a tough point. At least make them work for it. And at times, a couple times when she's had that even in the first set, missed a return on a set point. I wonder if that's just a bit of nerves, perhaps, as well.
Advantage, Team Great Britain.
I like that play from Pegula, incorporating that slice a little bit more. It just not only changes up the rhythm, but over the course of this match, it's forced Boulter to hit up on the ball a little bit more, which has given Pegula a little extra time on some of these points.
And over a course of a long match, potentially as well, it's harder to keep getting down to that slice and physically work with the legs.
Advantage, Team USA.
Well, that's now her fourth double fault in this set and really went for a lot on that second serve. And that's that pressure we were talking about from the returner, especially as it accumulates over a course of a match, scoreline pressure as well.
And either player really able to take advantage of their opportunities at this point. But some good reaction from there and depth and quality of shot from Katie Boulter to keep herself in it. An hour and 44 minutes have been out on court in warm conditions here in Perth today. Not a bit of luck, never goes astray.
Advantage, Team USA.
Yet another break point for Pegula.
That's the one perhaps there. She was a metre behind the baseline, and that's that decision. Do you need to go down the line there, whether it's the right shot, especially if you're a flatter hitter like Pegula is? Do you go cross court one more time and try and wait for the right one to change direction?
Advantage, Team Great Britain.
Yeah, and the previous point with the let court where she got a little bit lucky, she did motion after that she felt like could have gone down the line earlier, actually, because I think she right now it looks like she's trying to avoid the Boulter forehand side.
Fine effort from Katie Boulter to pull this back into a lead from 3-love down. Team Great Britain 4-3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Beatrice, can I have you
Yeah,
grab me a water?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Keep me to me.
Katie Boulter going with the ice towel now as well. And as I mentioned, heating up here today.
Yeah. I was fucking blind. Oh, sorry, excuse my language.
Again, when you are returning forward, go forward, then it's controlling. Shape with this. You have enough time to go around when she's serving slice to your body.
Yeah.
Have enough time to go, hit and go through. Really good, really good.
That's the matches more on. It's like the shape of the ball.
Yeah, the more and more.
It's funny.
I'm noticing that.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was doing in the first. I was going flat. But a couple of times we got more shape and she struggled a little bit.
So 30 degrees it is here currently in Perth. Players feeling the heat, going for the ice towels in the changeover. And this has been a great comeback from 3-love, 2 breaks a serve down for Katie Boulter. Got herself in front on serve. How does Jess Pegula for Team USA respond now? During that changeover, Katie Boulter talking about shape on the ball, trying to get it up a little bit out of the strike zone of Jess Pegula. She realises that that's crucial. Can she maintain that?
It's good effort. It was an interesting conversation, and I actually really agree with all of it because they were telling her to look for a forehand on the serve, on Jess's serve, even the first serve when it's a slice one, so you got plenty of time. It's not coming at you too quickly, including on the second serve, and to really attack and go forward.
15 on.
And then it was interesting to say, don't just go flat with Jess, change up a little bit the pace and go a little bit up higher, not just in that strike zone, the hip height, and she's missed a few from there. That's a big serve. And why that is because when he does get a little bit high, she goes high to low instead of low to high, maybe looping a few in, getting a little bit more top spin.
Much better service game from Pegula at this end, isn't it? Last time she served here with the sun issues, she was broken to love.
That's what they were talking about, dictating with the forehand into Pegula's forehand as well. So dynamic and explosive and confident, just really lets that arm go on the forehand. Look at this, beautiful stroke. So I think for Jessie a little bit, don't forget she had 3-love, 2 breaks of serve, and I feel like almost she's gone a bit negative, especially in the last 2 games. I think the mindset's got to just go pick it up a little bit, the intensity, the body language.
Oh, not the right shot selection there.
Advantage, Team USA.
I think she knows it as well. You can see her just shaking her head, just had time to set up. I mean, she's been hitting that backhand down the line well.
And even if she went there with a slice, that's what we said in the first set, instead of a drop shot, go down the line with the slice. She's got a good slice, but not the drop shot. It's too risky.
Let first serve. Game, Team USA.
Again, Pegula digging deep, and she really needs it.
4 games on.
Pushing Boulter right there all around the court, using every single part of it.
Well, hurt Boulter a little bit, that one, winded her. See if she can bounce back here.
I like that reaction from Pegula, the fist pump. Needed that one.
There's a lot of physical work in that rally. 4-all.
Let second serve. Love.
Oh, that was clearly the wrong call from the automatic.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to a technical error, we have to replay the point.
Yep. So that ball was well in, but the machine went off. So we've got to replay the point.
And Boulter doing an incredible job of anything short right now. She's just staying inside the baseline off the serve and just cutting down on the time, the reaction time for Pegula.
Does that again, Jill. Good body second serve too. We heard
40 love.
Coach say try to use the body a little more if you can, just to take away the big swing on the return from Pegula, and that was a prime example of that.
Fault.
And holds to love, a very good service game for Boulter and Team Great Britain, and got a 5-4 lead in this second set.
Team Great Britain leads by 5 games to 4.
We'll take a look at some of the slow-mo pictures of what what's been happening here today in the RAC Arena. Plenty of support for both teams, as mentioned before. Quite a large expat British contingent live here in Perth, and they've all come out today to support the homeland. That was good. Polish turnout last night too, when Poland took on Brazil in the evening match. This afternoon, 5 p.m, the evening match gets underway with Serbia to take on China.
She did as soon as she got out of that point. Would have been 15 all.
I mean, in general, though, she's kind of just ripping.
Yeah.
Ever since I went up 3-0, she's just ripping her forehand wherever she wants. I need to try and get it more to her backhand again.
Yeah.
Letting it
Go, Jess. Time.
Well, Pegula saying need to try to get it to the backhand again. She's worrying about the forehand rip of Boulter, which has certainly been a great shot. But one of the keys that happened at this point of that first set was that the backhand of Katie Boulter got a little bit short, smothered a few. See whether she can keep it free as she gets an opportunity to potentially level this match at a set all. Pegula serving to stay in it at 5-4.
And she's right, but
Love routine.
yes, after 3 love, Katie's just gone, okay, I've got nothing to lose here. I'm a set and 2 breaks down. I'm just going to try and hit my way out of this and just swing freely. But at the same time, look, Jess's game has gone down. Her first serve percentage is in this set is 48%. That is a low number.
There's another rip from the forehand wing of Boulter up the line this time. Love 30.
Yeah, and Boulter's just gone and played incredibly well. And I think Pegula's just got to get a different pattern of play here. Go more to the Boulter backhand, perhaps.
Oh, and another ripping forehand sets up 3 set points.
Love 14.
Oh, what a turnaround. Great Britain back in it. Breaks to love. And Katie Boulter takes the second set, 6 games to 4. Well, what a response and a way to win that set for Katie Boulter.
Well, incredible response since 3 love. The last 7 games, Boulter's won 6. And what a turnaround. We quickly have a look at the stats right here. And that first serve percentage from Pegula is at 50%. Going to get that up because she's winning 71% of points behind it.
That's allowing Boulter to have the rip on the forehand, isn't it?
Exactly, and you've got a few more winners there from Boulter and less unforced errors also. But look at the break point conversion, 3 out of 3 as well. So after 3 loves, she's pretty much hasn't put a foot wrong, but got herself in a position where she's just tactically played the right tennis, used her forehand, attacked the second serve from Pegula. And Pegula had just a little bit of a drop in intensity and concentration, and Boulter has been able to recognize that. Great awareness, but the forehand in this second set has been the shot. It's just caused so many problems from Pegula, exposing the sidelines as well. Even getting a little bit more shape on the ball and causing Pegula to just miss a few extra balls. But for me, it's also been just the body language and the confidence from Boulter in this second set. It's been impressive.
Well, we've got a game on here situation in Perth. Katie Boulter with a big comeback in the second set, trailing a set 3-love double break, has pulled it back to 1 set apace. This is the first singles match here today between Great Britain and the United States.
Time. And Jill, you're courtside there. From what I'm seeing here, there's a massive difference in body language. And Pegula really with the slumped shoulders and a slower walk. And I think that's caused her intensity to go down a little bit. Whereas Boulter, completely the opposite. And I think that's important going into a third set. You don't want to show your opponent that you might be perhaps a little bit down.
Yeah, I agree with you, Elena. I think for me it has a lot to do with how Boulter has changed quite a bit. That's a great first point from both, but I feel like Pegula, she was showing some signs of frustration in the first set as well, but was able to regroup. But I think for me that the way Boulter changed, she completely lifted her level. I still want to almost reiterate the fact that a lot of it changed when she started smiling. I feel like she loosened up. She was down 3-love, was talking to the coach Colin on the sideline and just started smiling. And I really feel like that just let out some tension.
Fifteen-all.
That's a great move from Boulter. Complete commitment on that point. As soon as she got the short ball, no hesitation to move forward, close the net. Great intention.
Thirty-all. Forty, 13.
That's a much better shot. So when she's on the run there, Pegula, if she can just get a bit more height, go deeper into the forehand corner. You don't just get yourself back in the point, but also there, you get an error as well. Prefer it when she goes cross-court a little bit more often, then down the line and change direction.
But be careful that you don't get it in that hitting zone of Pegula on the second serve. We talked about the body serve being very effective. You watch this one here. This is just in the hitting zone, and bang, she cleans up a winner and gives herself break point in this opening game, Pegula. And there is the break.
Game, Team USA. First game, final set.
And I wonder what we'll see from Pegula here, whether she's able to keep the foot down on the accelerator this time. Remembering she had the double brake. One of the key things in that opening game there, Jill. The first point, you said, yeah, was a great first point, but Pegula actually started to come forward. She got in the court a little bit more. You know, maybe that's something that she needs to kind of find a way to pressure her opponent with.
Yeah, I think overall she's done a little bit better. I think that last game, you know, she mentioned in the second set, probably around the middle of the second set, how she needs to try and take the serve away from Boulter, whether that's changing her court position to protect her forehand a little bit more. And I think she did that on that second serve in particular, because her court position was more in the doubles alley. And you want to sometimes take away your opponent's best serve, and she did that well in the last couple points to break.
Love 15.
See that one right there, that's for me a much better pattern for Pegula. Just goes either through the middle or backhand, and just stay away from the Boulter forehand for a little bit here, because she's just teeing off.
$15, 13.
See, I like it even when she serves a little bit more often into the backhand or body backhand as well. And it's not even just about getting more errors, it's that the ball is actually coming with less space compared to Boulter's forehand. See there, Pegula, Jill, consistently just shadow swinging, like she needs to get under and over the ball on that forehand, because it's not happening when she's actually in the point.
Yeah, I almost took it as like when she's shadowing that she needs a little extra acceleration through the ball.
Well, Jill, I want you to have a look at the graphic that's coming up on screen right now. It's the hit points in the rally from Jess Pegula, and have a look how deep she is.
Right.
Really not getting inside the court at all and allowing the forehand to do damage from Katie Boulter.
Yeah, a lot of that has to do with the depth that Boulter is bringing off the ground, too. Both of them are getting such great length on the ball, so it's really a test, actually, for both of them, that who's going to be willing to be able to hold their ground, stay up on the baseline. Oh, that's great defense, because that's really where they both like to be. They're very similar in that regard, as far as wanting to be aggressive and be in control of the points. And so both of them in certain stages of this match have been pushed back off the baseline. But you're right, Pegula overall is drifting backward again. We saw that a little bit in the first set as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to a technical issue, we are going to replay the point.
That's the Sheen going off again.
Love 15.
for me, I know she likes to change
15
direction, Pegula, but going down the line, sometimes she does it off the wrong shot. But also, when you go down the line, you don't have to go for a winner to change direction. So she can actually do it with a little bit more trajectory over the net. And at times today, she's missed that down the line because she's just gone for it too early. Too good.
Yeah, I agree with you, Elaine. I feel like that's something actually
30,
Pegula
50.
could add to her game. She doesn't quite have that heavy spin forehand that helps so many players sort of get back into position and reset the point. That's kind of the option that she goes for, is always that flatter shot. But I think that's something that she could improve on.
Oh, wow. Just the court position as well, not giving up any baseline Boulter, even when she's under pressure,
40,
shortening
15.
her backswing. But how hard is she working with the legs and getting down low?
Well, this is where the training and that strength that she's been building is really starting to show, isn't it?
Have a look at that. That is strong. Some leg strength there.
And a big first serve to close it out from a breakdown once again.
Game, team,
Boulter
Great
finds
Britain.
herself with the lead now, 2-1
New
final
balls.
set.
Team Great Britain leads 2 games to 1.
Nice balls.
Thank you.
Yeah. Waters, all right.
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
New balls.
New balls.
It's the same principle in returns.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Spread it. Back line. Line. Get hold of that.
Yeah.
You've had some really good deep balls, and she's picking them up, not only getting them back,
Like
she's
hitting
like
winners.
redirecting them.
Well, Jess Pegula is going to have to make a few decisions here about what she needs to do tactically, because her opponent is looking very confident at the moment, Katie Boulter. And it's Pegula that has had the match in her palm of her hand at one point. Over set 2-love, let that get away. She's already had one break of serve here in this opening set. She's coming out now to serve with new balls at 1-2. 2 hours and 15 minutes they've been out on court here at the RAC Arena in Perth.
New balls. Love.
That one really flew off the racket of Boulter, the new ball.
Wow. It's not just a control on this one, but it's at end range. Look at this. Open stance backhand, but she shortened the backswing and still was able to just control that ball with just enough topspin.
Fifteen, 30. 30-all.
And again, balls here.
Forty, 30.
That's a great hold from Pegula.
2 games on.
So here come some moments for Boulter in terms of understanding there's an opportunity here. A big win is within sight. Yes, it's only 2-all in the third, but you really start to think, okay, can I make it happen? And once you get into that mode, we'll see whether her concentration levels remain where they need to be and get ahead of herself.
Well, it's also that she has to continue playing like this freely. That's how she got into this position, from being a set and 3-love and 2 breaks down. So it's almost this mindset now, well, I was pretty much in the locker room, or should be in the locker room, and lost this match, but now I may be in a position to win. So sometimes players' mindsets can change and you can get a bit tight and nervous.
And with the new ball, she's starting to lose a few off the forehand wing that has been so accurate and tight.
Oh, it's also good to see Pegula throwing in some slices again, and something that she hadn't done in a while, and that was giving Boulter the rhythm. And now the last few points, just trying to incorporate that more.
That's the variation, and if she can, I think, add to her game a little bit more topspin and a loopy ball as well, I think it would really make her a better player, and she's already a great player. And I think if you look at the players that are ahead of her, because we've talked about, okay, what does she need to do to get past the quarterfinal at a Grand Slam? If you look at a Rybakina and even Sabalenka, who were much flatter hitters, they've added that to their game and that variation and more top on their ball, especially Sabalenka. She's become a really consistent player because of that. More shape on the ball, bigger targets, play a bit more within yourself.
That one's long.
Team Great Britain.
And little pump of the fist from Katie Boulter to hold of serve, and Team GB
Team
ahead 3-2, final set.
Team Great Britain leads by 3 games to 2.
Thanks. Yeah. Come on, right here.
Yeah, right
this
here.
game.
Exactly.
Come on.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. All the same. Okay. Yeah, she was going. Yeah, exactly.
It's slightly different on balls, but it's the same idea.
She's still going a lot body with the first as well.
100%.
On the juice.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I can expect that it's almost like it is a first serve. It's actually almost a second because of the sun. Does that make sense?
100%.
So it's coming through.
Yeah.
What it normally comes through at.
And on second ball is looking for forehand control. It's getting into her head as well.
Katie Boulter understanding the situation here. Come on, this is the game, she says in that changeover. Comes out with energy, jogs down to the far end of the court. As she has Jess Pegula, the world number 5. under pressure here in this opening match for the defending champions, Team USA.
Time. Love 15.
Once again, paying a price for wanting to redirect down the line too early within the rally, Pegula.
Yeah, and also back behind the baseline as well. Too hard to do from there.
Love 13.
Here's Boulter's opportunity. She had 15-30. In the previous game, missed a couple of returns, got a little tight off the forehand wing. What will she be able to produce here? She's got a real chance with the second serve.
Out 15-30.
Had to absorb a lot of pace there. Pegula did well with the variation as well, and still under pressure here though, 15-30.
Absorbing a lot of good tennis is Jess Pegula there.
The quality of the ball striking between these two is just outstanding right now. The pace has lifted overall in this third set, and even with that miss, got a clap from her teammates, knew that was the right shot to go for, but really high quality.
$40-30.
Well, that's a great save from Love 30 from Pegula.
Great effort, but here's the question now for Boulter. Had Love 30, a couple of chances gone again, and that's what happened in the first set. And once she wasn't able to take those, it really did play on her mind, and you could see it. And as a player, you're very aware of that. So got to be careful here that this doesn't spill, that disappointment of not taking a chance into the next game. Got to slow down here on her serve. Like that. So that's a purely rushed point. This is where you just got to slow down a little bit, take your time, so that you don't get into this role of maybe making a couple of unforced errors, because at this stage of match, it could be costly.
Love 13.
Oh. I think she's made it. Yeah. Extraordinary shot.
15-13.
And that's gutsy as well, because she took the ball out of the air to hit the dry volley, then this little drop volley here, and anticipated well. Closed the net also. Not easy to hit a lob off that volley. You know that, Todd. It's perfect.
Both players having the same issue, aren't they? Yeah, it's like being love 30 for Pegula. She's had her chance, not able to do anything with it. This is tight. What an important match this is now becoming in this tie.
Yeah, she knows the importance of making that return, but they're both putting pressure on each other with the pace of shot and how early they're taking it.
Let for serve.
That's just too good. It's a really good pressure from Boulter. And I know Pegula missed that previous return, but even some of these unforced errors that these players are making are actually, in my mind, considered not bad unforced errors because they're not backing off. And I think that's what I go back to. The quality has just been so high.
Oh, now is that in? It didn't look in.
And Pegula doesn't
Team USA is requesting the replay of the in-call on the right far sideline. Team Great Britain leads by 4 games to 3.
Agree with Jess. That didn't look like where it bounced from our position, but regardless, the score is Katie Boulter holds, and she has 4-3 final set.
Whether it was, I don't know. No, it was more wide than long. But I can't see any. She knew she missed it.
How many fucking returns am I gonna miss like this every fucking time?
Yeah. You win all those points if it's in. But, I mean,
Back line to then try and go forward line.
No. Do everything you want. I'm talking about when you move around, you want heavy crossing before.
Yeah.
Someone comes back this
Yeah.
way,
Go on line.
to then
Go line.
if you feel it, okay, it's there.
Time.
You're doing her beautifully down the line.
Yeah.
Get after a second here, Bolt. First point, come on.
Dan Evans getting behind his countrywoman in Katie Boulter as she comes out 4-3 on serve. We're getting to crunch time now. The important moments of this third and final set in this match.
Love.
Well, I think if Katie's going to win this match, she's going to have to keep taking the ball on like she is. It's going to be one or the other. She may miss a few, but you know, she's not been in these situations a lot throughout her career to have an opportunity against a top 10 player like this.
Well, let's not forget how she got into this position to potentially win the match. It's by going for it, being up on the baseline. And against the top players as well, you can't just let it happen or just try and make balls. You have to go after it. And sometimes you're going to make errors and maybe not win, but you need those weapons. You need to be brave to beat the top players.
Wait, please.
There it is again. Wonderful point construction from Katie Boulter.
Again, but she's the one up on the court and in the court right there. Have a look at this, the forehand, but I like the trajectory over the net, and she's in. She's looking for the drive volley. The anticipation, but also backs herself.
Oh. And that deserves a standing ovation from Colin Beecher, because this brings up a break point for Katie Boulter to potentially serve for the match. She gets it too.
Yeah.
What a moment.
Great Britain.
So we talked about just how aggressive Katie Boulter's been
Great Britain leads
since
by
being a
5
set
games to
and
3.
2 breaks down, and really just backing herself, being up on the baseline and being aggressive.
So this is a huge game for Katie Boulter in terms of massive win, starting a season.
So I said she's up on the court. That's what she needs to do here, even serving for it. Got to stay up on the baseline. Continue going with what's worked, especially in the last hour or so.
Oh, but we haven't seen that. And that is exceptional under the circumstances.
Especially off a low ball as well.
15-all.
And they're both hitting the ball so clean, and they're just great disguise as well. Not easy to do off this shot. Looked like she was actually going to slice that ball, but then the last moment changed the grip. And have a look at the backspin on that. I like the transition to the net also.
$15-30.
Wow. Well, it was the second last shot that depth and the height of the forehand.
15-14.
They got her a little bit of a shorter ball there for Pegula, but great effort to go back behind here. See, it was the depth of this shot, but then had the cross court open, but goes back behind Boulter, waits for Boulter to commit to the left.
And that's what you'd expect from a top 10 player. A great response from Jess Pegula. She gets the break back and it's on serve once again. Boulter leads 5-4.
Great response. So good. Getting sick.
So what was that forehand she hit on that one? I was like, I'm just like saying a prayer every time she hits the ball. I'm like, please go out. You know when I'm stepping in, she's hitting that forehand line, like she's like going like this, and it's going like in the corner every time.
At least on your second serve now, you're making her run around her backhand and she's trying to hit forehands, getting a few errors. If you see her cheating, then go ahead and slide it. She's sitting in forehand.
I know, it was stupid. I should never have gone for that wide serve. It's so stupid.
Keep her honest.
Maybe if I'm up 40-15.
Right.
But also, she's tall, so if I don't hit it good, she's like here. Really, stuff I want to miss it wide. Don't miss it.
Just keep dropping your serve, okay? Don't let up on it.
I'm trying. My legs are just shot.
Well,
first point.
Hit me with your best shot is playing around the stadium, and Katie Boulter has been putting plenty of those at the world number 5, Jess Pegula today.
Time.
She's had to absorb a bit in the last 5 minutes or so, had to break back to stay in it. Katie Boulter playing one of the best matches of her career at this point. This would be a big win for her and for Team Great Britain if they could get a point. But Jess Pegula, here she is serving to stay in the match. And during that break, Jess was saying to her coach David Witt, that forehand, she's just nailing this forehand into the corner so consistently, and it has been a massive weapon for Boulter today.
You can see 20 forehand winners right there. Again, just dictates with the forehand, and it's not just because it's technically such a good shot. She's got a great grip. It's not too extreme, but it's how she gets in the position for the ball. The footwork and the feet are so good, and she sees it early. The preparation as well.
(15-13).
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Brave to bring in the drop shot, but perfectly executed.
She did that in the previous game as well when she was serving and when she was 30 down. She now does it at 15-30. Have a look at this change-up. She hasn't done it too much today, and even though Boulter got there, this lob perfectly placed.
Let's go!
Let for serve.
Oh, what a point from Boulter.
Brave.
I mean, tip of the hat to Jess Pegula too. She stayed in the point. She made Boulter have to come up with something special, and this was a good dig on the volley.
And this one here as well, she anticipated there to her left.
And now it has brought up match point for Katie Boulter and Team Great Britain.
Ball, please. Ball, please.
There's a magnificent victory for Katie Boulter and Team GB.
7, 6-4, 6-4.
And well, we said in a situation like that, to come up with one of the biggest wins of her career, you have to go for it, you have to take it on, and Katie Boulter did exactly that at the key moments of the final set.
Well, what an effort, because with her back against the wall, set 2 breaks down, she just had this great positive attitude and went, I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to play freely. I'm going to do the best that I possibly can, point by point, and got back into that second set. But I give her even more credit, to be honest with you, for that third set, because she just played better and better, believed in herself, backed herself, went for it. How aggressive she was. The ball striking was incredible. And that was top 10 tennis from Boulter.
Certainly was. You know, that's what David Witt said midway through the match, that she was playing top 10 tennis. She's not even in the top 50. She's 56 in the world. A career high is 50. This will help her reach a new career high. Jess Pegula, world number 5, will rue her opportunities that she missed today. She had a set in Sri Love, didn't take advantage of it. She also had a break in the opening game of this third set, but full credit to Katie Boulter. The hard work that she's been doing physically off the court have paid dividends today, and she is now about to tap with Jill Kravis.
Katie, wow, first of all, an absolutely incredible match. Congratulations, you got your team up 1-0. Just talk us through that. You were down a set in 3-0. What changed? You were able to turn that around so well.
To be honest, I felt like the first set was really tight and it could have gone either way. And she came out heavy in the second and played some really good stuff. And I just tried to fight and stay in the match as much as possible and somehow found a way. I don't know how, but we got there eventually. But yeah, it was a really high-level match from both of us.
It really seemed you enjoy yourself out there. We noticed you started smiling a little bit more. Did that help relax you at all or ease some tension?
Yeah, I mean, I play my best tennis when I'm smiling and having fun. So I was just trying to keep on going point by point, keep smiling, and try and get over the line, and eventually did.
Look, you've played some very high-quality couple single matches here. This is your debut at the United Cup. Talk about the dynamic, being a part of a team. It's a very different experience. How have you enjoyed that, and what's helped you?
Yeah, honestly, I absolutely love being in a team. I feel like I thrive in these situations. It's so good to have so many tennis heads giving you information at the side of the court, and it really does help you and makes you think clearly. And yeah, it's great to have these guys and girls behind me.
Well, absolutely fantastic win. Best of luck. We'll let you rest up, but best of luck. Congrats.
Thank you.
Everyone, Katie Boulter.
And what a start it is in this season. It's New Year's Eve, but 2 wins for the 2024 season for Katie Boulter. Defeats Isla Tomljanovic when GB took on Australia opening match, and she's put her country into a fantastic position with a win against the world number 5. As Yelena, we take a look at the match summary, and well, it was forehand winners in the end, 20 of them that did a lot of damage to Jess Pegula here today.
He did, and the majority of those, that was in that third set where even Jess Pegula said that she's just ripping that forehand and not missing anything. Break point conversion as well, 8 out of 12. Also net points won, 23 out of 30, so she came forward quite a bit, and full credit to, in the end, Katie Boulter, because the bigger points she played better, the key points in the third set. And what I love is that she was up there knowing that this would be her biggest win ever, and she went for it, didn't hold back. Great comeback and a great win to start the year.
Well, she's given Cam Norrie a chance to see if he can seal victory and a place into a quarterfinal for Team GB. He's coming out next. He'll take on Taylor Fritz. Plenty more action to come from RAC Arena here in Perth and the United Cup.